God bless you, Brandy.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Okay, you were just, I agree with you. People, first off, form and function.
Amazing.
Like you brought this in. I literally have been holding back from finishing it because it's really good. What did you bring me?
Okay, so this one was their like vanilla oat latte, like iced latte. Yours has almond milk instead because I didn't want you to swell up and sound nasally.
Yeah.
But they make their own vanilla syrup in-house, all their syrups. So I was like, well, naturally, I got to try that. And the kids got a hot cocoa and like an iced coffee. Phenomenal.
Where is this?
Form and Function is where that other coffee shop that we had.
The Eagle one.
The Eagle one.
Right next to Bricknology?
No. By Provisions, Barber, and then they have.
Oh, you're talking about the spot over. Yeah, you're talking about the spot. There's a Freedom Training Gym over there.
Alliance is right over there.
Alliance is right. Okay, so right on Hill and 55.
Absolutely.
There we go. That's where
they just opened Saturday officially.
Scott's gas station is directly. Great Scott's is directly across the street. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Okay, so the other one was come on, Coffee and Supply.
Yes, and remember right before.
Yes.
I brought the coffee. They were announced that they were closing. So Form and Function has now gone in there. We're super excited because it's phenomenal coffee, obviously. So
yeah. You know what they should do? Whoever has it now, Form and Function, they should open up like a coffee talk podcast spot on the second floor, because you know how you have those stairs that go up, and they could like showcase one of their members every single week and just be like, come do coffee talk with us. Like that'd be hilarious. And just get a cup of coffee and just, because you have if you're running a coffee shop, you always have like the older crowd who's like super chatty with the people. It's like, hey, why don't you just come do like coffee talk? I think that'd be lit. Form and Function, I have a good idea.
I know. Form and Function, let's connect it.
If you want to do it, I will supply Form and Function. I have extra mics. I have old mics. I will supply some microphone equipment. If you would like to do this, I like to help small businesses.
All right, Form and Function.
Let's go.
This is our shout out. Matt has a very lucrative offer, obviously.
Very lucrative of making $0 an hour.
I know.
The number of people.
Yeah,
like okay, there was I can't remember who told me, but somebody was talking to me about having a friend who had this idea for a podcast and was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And like this podcast is going to take off. And I'm like, cool, man. Like that sounds like a great idea. They're like, yeah. And when I have to quit my day job because like it gets so big, it's like,
you're like, well, you're going to be back planning for a while.
Let me go ahead and tell you right now, like there's just I feel like people are so that it's such a visible thing that people, like Rogan's such a visible guy.
Yeah.
People are like, I should do that. And it's like, yeah, you should try, but like, should you? There's only one of him. And then like maybe a dozen really good podcasts. I mean, everybody has their own niches, but yeah, anyway, just a fun one. You should do them because you love it, right? Yes. Like Coffee Talk, it sounds hilarious and fun just because. And it's like, a half hour a week or an hour a week, that would be super fun. And people could, get into the product itself. Don't think you're going to go national and like change the world. Like you might go broad enough. So like 25% of your customers listen, and that's it. But like that would be cool enough.
It's just something really unique that not everybody can do or have even the space to do.
Yeah, but they have that upstairs spot.
They do.
Form and Function. Come on now.
I like that.
I have some acoustic foam stuff too. I'll give it to them. Anyway, just
we'll connect. Yeah. We'll connect you guys.
But the thing you were talking about with right before we got going, where people always assume that if people have some like nefarious idea about what somebody's doing, it's probably because they would do it. I was about to be like, no, people aren't like that, because I don't do that. Like,
I know.
I don't think, but it's so true. I'm like, nobody, I have so many experiences in the last 6 months where I'm like, nothing's crazy. And then later on, I find out they're like, oh no, this person was doing these really terrible things. And it's literally because I would never think to do them, but they're doing them.
Well, and I think that kind of goes back to the mentality of like, I can't always put myself in the shoes of others because my brain just does not work like that. Like you talk about nefarious acts, like the person who plans out a heist. I could never. I have too much anxiety about like I have too much anxiety ordering coffee, let alone robbing somebody. Let's be real here. I would be so concerned. Put it this way. My president of the board knows exactly how, if it's me walking behind him, because my gait. I have a very distinct gait. They would know me by my walk. Let's be real here.
I can't.
They'd be like, that is definitely Brandy. She's heisting the
Bell
place.
bottoms and platforms and that gate. I couldn't plan
Don't
a
you
heist.
dare judge my outfit,
Plan a
Matt.
heist. Yeah, I couldn't plan a heist either. It seems like too much stress. Like
It's exhausting.
Do you know what else is terrible? I had a glass of wine, red wine, on Sunday night, and I slept like a baby. Like I woke up every half hour and just like cried because I couldn't sleep. I'm like, this is terrible. I can't. Like we've gotten to the point.
Okay.
I'm gonna be 43 soon. I mean, really soon. Like in a day.
I know. Our birthdays are only a couple weeks apart.
Yeah.
How funny.
But, like I'm officially in my mid 40s. You hit 43 and it's
43 is
over.
not mid 40s.
It's closer to mid than beginning.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it mid.
45 is mid. 40 is beginning. I'm closer to the 45.
You're right in the smack dab in the middle, Matt. Let's be real here.
I just get worried. I feel like
you're just being dramatic. Let's be
No,
honest.
I'm not. Well, I mean, like when I turned 40, I didn't care at all. But now it's like 43. You're like, you're getting up there, man. That's it. That's my anxiety. I don't know what to tell you.
What are you going to stop doing? Roller skating on
I'm
the weekends?
never drinking red wine again. I'll tell you that. Unless, do you ever have the experience where you have like a set of things that are tolerable in your life, but only if you're not around your family? Not even terrible things. Just, I mean, like,
I feel like that's an accurate statement. Yeah.
I'm never going to drink margaritas if I'm around, like my kids and I have to be doing things with my kids and wife. Like margaritas are reserved for like, no responsibility here. You know what I mean?
What was the toss up before you chugged the margarita? Was that like,
I don't know.
are you like suns out, guns out? You threw your shirt off and then chugged the margarita?
Sweatshirt's coming off. Did you see that? Did you see the dude who made fun of me on KTVB for the
that you were like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, what was even the story around that?
Okay, listen, there are a lot of, there's no value in rehashing it because two things are true. Pretty much everybody knows the details at this point, and you've already decided what side you're on. I'm on the side for the Treasure Valley. And that side that I'm on, my side, the Treasure Valley side, not on the district side, not on the teacher side. The Treasure Valley side says, hey, is it a positive thing that MSNBC is portraying Idaho as a viper pit filled with bigots and racists? That's not good. Is it a positive thing that West Ada School District at large is now being conveyed as a bunch of racist bigots? That's not good. Because let's go through this whole exercise. Even if we want to go with the people that side with the teacher. Okay. Is all of West Ada racist? No, the teachers? Well, at least not one teacher. Okay, so it's not the teachers. Let's just say the teachers aren't racist. Okay, let's go with that. How about this? Are the students racist? Okay, well, let's say no. That's not the point of all of this. Okay, so it's not the teachers, not the students. Is it all of the district admin? Like including the nice lady who sits at the front desk that always greets me if I ever go into that nice lady.
Right.
Okay, so she's not racist. Okay, she's just the lady who works in the front. Okay, great. So what you're really upset about
is one or two people. It
boils down to one or two people. One of them happens to be a district employee charged with carrying out district policy that he did not make. Okay. But even if you want to say like that person's a terrible person, fine, you can say that. Like, I disagree. And I'm not even saying that the policy is good. I'm not saying it was the right action. I'm just saying he's not a terrible person. Like, let's just start there. But our entire Treasure Valley has been thrown under the bus. Our entire state is. I was talking to a chief of police just yesterday. He's like, damn it, man, can't we just go back to being known for potatoes? He's like, this is the same sentiment that revolved around Idaho in the 80s and 90s when there was like the Aryan Nation problems.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what's happening. And the country's going to remember this because people are utilizing this, to make news coverage. It's like, stop. It's not helping. This isn't helping. You want to make t-shirts? Fantastic. You want to make chalk art? Great, man. Whatever. It doesn't matter to me. You want to say whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter. Can we just circle our wagons and deal with ourselves? Address the policy on a local level, make sure everybody feels welcome at school to the best of our ability. Let's stop trying to tell the world how terrible the other person is. Because at the end of the day, we're going to be neighbors again. Like, you're going to hate me. I'm
Yeah.
going to hate you. Like, it's fine, whatever. And then we're going to be neighbors again. Because guess what? The news coverage is going to go to something else, somewhere else. No one's going to care about the Treasure Valley again. We're going to have to do what we should have always done, which is come to the, listen, you're married, right? Okay. You've been married for a long time. Is there anything that gets you to resolve an argument aside from just, all right, let's sit down. What do you want? Like at some point you just have to sit down
And have a discussion.
and just like, I want to stab you in the eyeballs right now, but
No, it's
we're
spooning him
married.
out.
Like, here we go. There you, right? Like in the
don't
neck with a
stab.
steak knife. Like, whatever.
Wow,
you
that one was
just,
violent.
I know. The point is, you just sit down. We're going to come to that eventually. And you know what's going to stick in the community? It's this horrible story. People are going to remember Idaho. I had a friend from Washington. I had a friend from the state that shall not be named. Like, these people
It's
reached
not
out.
Voldemort. Come on,
It pretty
man.
much is. It's pretty much. Anyway, that's what's happened. The people grabbed
Yeah.
this to push a news sensationalize this to push a news agenda. It did not help. This has not helped the children of West Ada. This has not helped the children of the Treasure Valley. It has not helped Idaho's image in the country, and it has been picked up by people that do not mean us well.
Yeah.
That's my problem. That's what's gone on.
I immediately pictured Michael Jackson in that music video where all of the singers, like "We Are the World," coming together and singing, and it's all West Ada School District.
That was wasn't that after the LA riots? That was the Super
think
Bowl
so.
immediately following it. It was like,
I think so.
Dude, can we just the King of Pop? He's going to bring us together.
He really is. R.I.P. Michael.
Yeah, we lost some good ones. Bill Cosby and Michael. Not dead,
it's
just
too
reputations.
You said Bill Cosby, and immediately you panicked.
No, he's not dead.
I was like, I don't think you think what I think.
Yeah, no. If you
Oh.
if you have anybody who's expecting, I have a wonderful book on parenting from Bill Cosby that I was given when my wife was pregnant with my
I don't
first.
hate anybody that much.
How wild!
How is that not like ripped off the shelf?
Oh, I'm sure it is. Like this, I got that book like 14 years ago, right? Like before everything.
Yeah,
came
before
out.
all
and
the
it was
cases.
used. You know, like they're like, oh, here's a book. Like it's funny. You're a funny guy, man. It's funny. I'm like, here, read this book. Not so funny now, is it? That shit ain't funny.
Oh, thank you for that laugh. I really needed that this morning.
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh. I agree, though. We have so many pieces by the media that are sensationalized. And it's really difficult when you, especially with this program, you're offering an inside view for people that live in the Treasure Valley, people of Idaho in general, because a lot of the things that you're covering are statewide now.
By the way, shout out, Superintendent Debbie Critchfield came in. She's a state superintendent.
Yeah.
She came in, I think it was on Friday, episode published on Saturday, but she and I had a conversation. If the Federal Department of Education closes, okay, which a lot of things have to happen, what happens to Idaho education?
That's a really good conversation.
So this is relevant for every single parent in Idaho. Like
Absolutely.
This is really important. And here she's kind enough to spend the time to come into the studio, have this conversation, and it was great. But these are the kinds of things like Idaho parents and residents need to understand this. Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's really difficult when you are putting on the chopping block by a major program for giving opportunity for that. It's not going to thwart you though. I hope if nothing else, it produces fire like your
Godzilla.
basilisk. I don't know. Godzilla behind you. I don't know.
No, listen, it doesn't, like, it's totally fine. Like, and you know what? I spoke with Joe Paris. I invited him on the show.
Oh,
He was the
good.
guy from KTVB.
Yeah.
I took him a sweater. I invited him on the show. He said he'd love to come on. So I think we're scheduling it out. But it's like, I don't think, just like Marcus Myers works for West Ada and he had to execute on a certain thing, Joe Paris does the same thing. It's not the Joe Paris show. It's KTVB.
Right.
And like, I don't know Joe Paris. I don't know how KTVB works, but I do know that it's their job to sell time. Like they're there to say things that get people to watch.
Right.
That's just the nature of his job. It's the exact opposite of like, I'm definitely not here to say things that make people turn off the TV. I'm saying things. So it's like, no problem, man. Like he probably, again, I have not ever even spoken with him on the phone. We've been texting back and forth, but it's like, I very much doubt he would have any negative sentiment towards me at all. It's like, dude, you got a job. You got a job, you got to do your job. Like, that's fine. I have compassion for him.
I think we all have a job to do, and sometimes it's not.
I don't have a job. I have a $0 an hour job plus benefits.
So nice for you, Matt.
So lucky. The flip side is I have no boss.
That's fair. Oh my gosh. My girlfriend that lives a couple doors down from me, she asked me the day, she goes, like, what's your boss's name? And I was like, well, I mean, like, I answer to the board. And she goes, no. Like, when you are like bossing yourself around, because I know you well enough, what's your boss's name? I was like, oh, Robin. Her name is Robin. She goes, Robin has been not very nice to you. And I was like, you are correct. Robin is quite angry with me right now. She is putting the workload on heavy. So now that's our fun thing that we do is when I want to complain, I can just be like, oh, that Robin loading up my schedule for the week. And I really don't feel bad about myself. I just get angry with this imaginary person named Robin.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
I've never heard that before. That's a good one. I should do that. I had a moment yesterday. I was a waste of life. So I had the glass of wine on Sunday night and slept. I literally got like 2.5 hours of sleep. It was terrible.
Yes.
You ever be awake at night and you're like, I'm hot and cold at the same time? Like the window was open. So my shoulder was freezing. It was like ice cold.
Yeah.
And my leg was literally in the pit of a volcano. Like, and I was like, I can't resolve this. Like, I can't. And so I was total waste of life. So I have these, I'm the chief of police for Meridian, Chief Tracy, who's fantastic. Yeah. And then a couple of different people. I had like 3 or 4 different podcasts set up. And I also had this lunch thing set up and I misgauged the time. So instead of having like a quick half hour where it's like, that's not too much time to get work done, it was actually an hour. So I'm like, well, now I have an hour. I got to get things done. But I couldn't get myself going. Like, I was such a waste. But I literally came around to like, you know what, man? If you had like a coworker who was having a rough day, you'd probably be cool to them. Like, why don't you just be cool to yourself? I was like, I'm pathetic.
Yeah, we need to like name your boss. What is your boss's name?
Clive.
Ew, David.
Ew,
David.
I think Clive is great.
Clive
or Clyde, like from the 80s. That was a big name in the 80s.
I like that.
Remember?
We'll call him Calvin Clyde.
No, that's terrible. He's not an underwear dude. Who's the guy from The Office?
Why did you go to underwear first?
Calvin
Michael?
Klein? Yeah, is it Michael?
Michael's the boss in The Office.
The guy who's like, Peter, what's happening?
Oh no, it's not him. Oh, that's wasn't it Johnny California?
No, I think it was Michael something or other.
Michael Scott was the boss.
No, not that. Sorry, Office Space.
Oh, see, I've never seen The Office.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it. That's a good one though. Yeah. Listen, I keep seeing the advertisements for the golf tournament for Eagle.
Oh, yeah.
I have not seen pictures of me and you though. I keep seeing pictures with you and the Eagle.
It's coming. We have a daily countdown happening for 60 days. It's just a throwback of all of our fun pictures from last year. So there's shenanigans with Orville, as there will be again this year, obviously. And then there will be obviously photos of us and our fun on the little golf cart that we were having. So
that's a great time.
I'm so excited. It's going to be a blast. It's filling up fast though. So that's one of those pieces of like, we keep pushing and when registration's closed, it's closed.
The only part of golfing I enjoy is the golf cart though. It's kind of like being on a jet ski, but in grass instead of the ocean.
I didn't realize that like Laffy Taffy or licorice things were like a thing in golf, by the way. Okay, so there's like a package you can buy with a golf tournament. There's like a team package. It comes with the licorice and the mulligans and all of the the golfy things that I don't know. And apparently there's like some game you play where if you are with it, like that licorice stretch
length away,
it counts as like the ball's in the hole or something. I was like, that is brilliant. I would just have 100. That sounds
like a drunk guy game.
It really does.
I can't.
Oh my God.
I had a come to Jesus. Have you recently had a come to Jesus moment? I had a come to Jesus moment with like, what are you doing with your life?
Yes.
And this one, we drove past the Banbury Golf Course. Okay.
That's where we're having the tournament.
Great.
Perfect.
Awesome. I will be there in all my sobriety.
Excited.
It's going to be great. And
so no margaritas for you?
No.
Perfect.
Because this was my come to Jesus moment. Okay. It was fall of 22 and I'm here. And this is like, I had just started the podcast, but like I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't know what I was doing in life. And I only knew the guys on my street and they're like, we're going to go golfing. And I tried golfing up and I'm like, terrible golfing. Like this is terrible. I hate this.
Yeah.
It's like I like choking people or like arm barring. I don't like the golf, right? Like I'm not the big golf guy.
I just want you to know how that comes off to the majority of people.
Listen to me.
I like choking people.
Okay.
Well,
maybe
Matt.
I'll cut that part. At the point is
No, it's in now.
there's a shout out Brave Jiu-Jitsu and Straight Blast Gym. I went to both of those places last week. They're pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So do you have like a favorite gym now? Are you finding that you're just trying to see what the different gyms are like?
I'm trying out different gyms because what happened is I moved here and I tried only one gym and that's where I went because that's where my buddy, the reason I moved here, that's where he was going. And I was like, I bet there are some cool gyms too. So like tried Brave, met some really cool people there. I went to the noon class at Straight Blast Gym in Boise. Really enjoyed the people there. Really nice people.
Good.
Great. Met this guy named Rob Roy. He was pretty cool. I was like, Rob Roy, like Liam Neeson, the movie from like the 90s. Cute. He's like, yeah, but I think he was Mexican, not Scottish.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Not Scottish. But I really enjoyed that movie. The point is, I had a point here. Oh, Banbury. Anyway, so I'm like in this tense moment in my life. There I am. And they're like, let's go golfing. Now it's Thursday at like 9:30. Okay. And like, let's be clear. Matt doesn't have anything else going on because I don't have this. I don't have rhythm. And I'm sitting in the golf cart. I'm so annoyed by golf by this point. I've tried it like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, I lost I'd buy a bag of 15 balls
and you lose them all.
And they're all gone anyway. Like, and it cost me like $30 or whatever. And I was like, this is, what am I doing? Anyway, the point is I'm in the golf cart. And of course, everybody's drinking. So it's like 10:30, 11 on a Thursday, and I'm drunk in this golf cart. And I'm like, you can drive by it, the place where I like had my come to Jesus moment. It's right next to Eagle Road. I remember like looking at it, it's like, this is not helping. This is not like you have real problems, Matt. Like you don't know what you're doing with your life. You're not happy with how you're filling your days. And instead of addressing that, you're sitting drunk in a golf cart, losing, 30 golf balls, whatever it was, for no reason. This isn't even recreation for you. You don't even enjoy this. It's not like you're in a bad spot and you're like, okay, but this is going to set me straight. It's like, no, you're not even helping. You're just drunk on a Thursday at Banbury. And that for me, it's like, I can't do, but it was like this beautiful thing. Cause we drove past it. I'd never told my wife that. And we drove past it last week and I was like, dude, I had this moment right there. You see right next to that thing? She was like, yeah. And I was telling her about it. I'm like, God, I'm so thankful I saw my way through that.
I feel like we need to take a moment when we are on the golf course in the golf cart that day and like go to the spot.
One for Banbury.
R.I.P.
You died in my heart that day, Banbury. I've never been back.
And memorialize and see where you were at that day versus where you were at that moment that you had that epiphany. And to see the trajectory and the shift in your life with that one pivotal moment.
Dude, it's a big one. Yeah,
I'm
in. I love that for me.
We'll take a moment for the homies.
For the homies.
I like that.
There are things I just don't understand. And that's one.
Speaking of homies, we need to shout out Heather Ferguson Realty.
Yes.
Go Heather. Go Heather. Because she is making this possible today. She has sponsored this episode and the last episode. And we are so thankful for her and for her want of getting this amazing show out to our community. So thank you, Heather.
Thank you, Heather Ferguson.
So Heather Ferguson, she runs Point Realty. They have a brokerage firm. They are all about making sure that real estate agents are able to connect and have a brokerage that is realtor centered. So they do classes. They help. I mean, they're amazing.
They build up each other.
Oh, absolutely. It's a community.
I've never worked for a real estate brokerage, but I do very much enjoy real estate. And I have heard that some get super catty. Like people are like fighting for listings and you can aggressively, grow your business. Fine. But like, that's great here. It's like, no, man. Like we're going to work. Like we're better. We're going to be better if we actually share with each other.
Oh, absolutely. They do like classes on Tuesdays.
Nice.
And I love the fact that they have this community that comes to bat. Like she did her opening, we did the ribbon cutting, we've done business after hours. And every time there is not short of 50 plus people just showing up because it's Heather's Point Realty and they love her and they love that environment. So shout out to them because they're doing remarkable things.
Is she going to have a booth at the golf tournament?
She did last year.
Boom. Hopefully.
So we'll have to get pictures and fun things. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I'd
super
like to meet
stoked.
her.
She's amazing.
Yeah, so I really appreciate that. And obviously, like the Eagle, the chamber has been, helping you and giving you time to come here and do these. And Pokey, so Paddle Up Pokey.
Yes.
They hooked us up with food before. And then I saw them in downtown. They're right next to my downtown studio.
They are.
And I went and had them. I was like, this is really, really good. Like,
oh my gosh.
Really. And here's the thing. I would never have gone in unless you had brought me that original food. And then I went and I was like, no, I'll give it a shot. Like, yeah, like this is, I really enjoyed it. And dude, it delivered. They gave me extra seaweed salad. I love the seaweed salad.
Okay. So our next.
And the blue rice, get out.
Okay. I love the blue rice. Yeah. It being like spirulina, like us super health conscious, like no dyes, all the fun things. It makes it so much fun for us. Yeah. And it's that Boise State blue because they're actually the official pokey sponsor of the Boise Broncos. They really are. Seriously. They're some of the neatest people. They're one of the people that I really want. Okay, Dan, I'm looking at you. We would love to have them as Dan is one of the owners.
Oh, I was like, who's Dan?
You're like, Dan's the man. He's one of the owners of Paddle Up Pokey. Great. And they are one of our chamber members. And they're one I really want them to be a caterer for one of our luncheon networks. So quarterly, we're going off-site. We are having a big networking event allowing members and non-members and people in our community to just come and connect with one another. And then I make them play networking games. Seriously, this last one was so much fun. So we're hoping every time to bring a new audience and give an opportunity for all of these different members to get their food in front of people's faces. Because like these kind of moments, had you not tried it, you may have not gone out of your way, right?
No, because I'm not trusting a pokey spot that I haven't been to or I don't know. But again, I saw it. I'm like, Paddle Up. That's the same one. And so instantly I was like, yeah, there we go.
Good.
Pokey, yeah.
They should be opening their patio pretty soon here. Oh, awesome. So we'll have to go have Pokey on the patio.
Yes. And maybe we could get babysitters or
I would love that.
Because like I've actually never met your husband and you've met you met my wife briefly.
She bought me a t-shirt.
Yes. And so like we should either get babysitters and go all four of us or just leave the kids with and we'll have to do like a patio crawl.
Yeah.
Like one night this summer and we'll go do like a bunch of different spots and we could start at like Paddle Up Pokey and then hit like
I would love
Spitfire
that.
Taco.
And Negronti is right there.
This is what we could do. We could do Paddle Up for dinner and then go to Spitfire for a marg and then go to Negronti's for dessert all in one night. Bang it out.
We could. We really could.
We should.
I love this.
We're going to do this.
Oh my gosh, I love this for us.
I love this
okay,
for us.
So
summer's coming. I'm very excited. I'm going to have the April 15th until like the beginning of August is going to be all ag, rec, outdoor stuff.
That was I was just going to ask you, what kind of is on your agenda in the community for this like upcoming warm season? Because obviously sun's out, guns out for me. The second it warmed up, I was like, we're shedding the winter sweaters.
I'm going to have to maybe I could get some like.
Should we just cut the sleeves off of your sweatshirt?
We should. You know what? I think they actually make short sleeve sweatshirts.
They do.
Would be pretty slick. Or those vest style ones. Yeah. But the vest style ones, you better have some definition in your triceps.
We'll do push-ups before every episode.
Just get swole.
Yeah.
So like this is what's actually working out to be the annual schedule, which is wild. So the first 3.5 months of every year are going to be the legislative session. And
okay, that makes sense.
It is going to be hell on wheels, man. Like it has been so intense this year. Mm-hmm. Like I was ill prepared. I think I've done like 160 episodes in 80 days. It's a lot. So every year, that's what it's going to be. It's like, okay, fine. And like, no sweat. I survived and I'll do it better next year. But we'll also have the primaries during that time too. So the primary interviews are going to be a thing. Anyway, from that point from April 15th until like the beginning of August is going to be like agro-tourism. Like I'm going to go see some sugar beet farms. And go see cattle operations. I'm going to go, there's like this incredible fishing spot called the Henry's Fork. So I had the director of the Henry Forks Foundation because it's this foundation that got designed to preserve this area of the river that is used for agriculture. It's used for like cattle grazing, but it's also like world-class fishing. So they're like, hey, there's got to be a way we can conserve this. So like the cattle get what the cattle need, the farmers get what the farmers need. And then like we still have a spot for fish. And so that's what this entire foundation is designed to do.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, dude, I'll come out once this is over. Like, yeah, we'd love to have you. So I'm going to start traveling and doing, conversations at the actual spots or do some of the more like classic reels, like a lot of people do reels, but things I'm actually interested in, not things like, this business just moved into town and they paid me like $1,000 to do a reel.
Right.
Show like, no. Like I actually want to go sturgeon fishing, or like I actually want to catch trout, or I actually want to go pull like a sugar beet out of the ground.
This is going to be so cool.
Yeah. So there's going to be a ton of that stuff.
Okay.
Then also showcasing what different areas of, like there's a portion of rural Idaho that especially people like you and me who moved here from the state that shall not be named, we will never see unless we intentionally go out there.
Right.
So like there's a spot called Soda Springs. I had Representative Josh Wheeler on. He's from Soda Springs. They have a problem with like medical access. They don't blah, blah, blah. I was like, why don't I come? Like I want to come and see what Soda Springs is. Apparently they have like this famous geyser. You can drink carbonated water right out of the ground or something. Yeah. It's like Soda Springs. It's bubbly water coming out of He's like, yeah, we'll put you up in this, I can't remember the name of the hotel. It was, it's not the Soda Hotel. It was the Ender Hotel. And it's this famous hotel. You can look it up. So I'm going to start traveling. Oh, INL wants me to come out. Idaho National Labs wants me to come out, do an 8-hour tour of the reactor. and then the director is going to come on. The director of Idaho National Labs will come on the show when he comes to Boise later that month. So it's like, there we go.
That is so fun.
So this is and then restaurants. So we have the Burger Battle in May.
Yes. Oh, Burger Battle.
The Moya with the Wine Council of Idaho and another smaller association. They want me to showcase like their vineyards. And essentially what I want to do, maybe you could come with me and we'll go. We'll just go to these
I'll taste
vineyards.
all the red wines for you.
It'll be great. It's like, it'll be great. But go, because what I find interesting about wines, like I don't have a palate for, like I don't understand wines.
Okay.
One, I wouldn't mind developing that as long as you give me a spittoon thing. And then also it's like, I want to hear why people are doing this. They're wise. Because that's the thing that actually makes a great wine. Right? It's the story and the label. But it's like, you got to have good wine, but you have to have the story. It's like, I want to hear the stories. Yeah. Like, why are people? Yeah. So that's like the next 4 months.
Those stories, I feel like, even no dying on me.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, not mid-episode, dude. Wait till the end.
Nobody will see it. Nobody's going to produce it. If I die, it's
nobody will know it happened.
Nobody will know. Nobody's going to know. How would they know?
How would they know?
Yeah.
Don't get suspicious.
Randy, dude, I'm going to help you out.
Is my hair? Okay.
Go forward. Oh. There it is.
Nobody never needed to hear
every
that
time a
noise.
gal comes and does it in an episode and they need to move the thing, they always go up and their hair goes like a peacock. Yeah.
Are you peacocking right now?
I helped you out then. Anyway, what was I saying?
It is very much like an Idaho thing, I feel like. We've talked about this before, that these people's stories and their whys of why do they have these businesses and why do they run. And one of the people I think of actually, it's really funny, is First Miracle comes to mind. She provided me that beautiful outfit when we were first starting the podcast, right?
Yeah, the pink one.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful family. I didn't realize her daughter got diagnosed with MS a little over a year ago. And then to see her daughter walk the runway for Women, Wine, and Shoes. And it was just this moment of her as a mom getting to look at this amazing, happenstance after her daughter has this. Anyways, it's just, I think of the grit and what it takes to run these businesses. And you don't know these stories unless we dive deep. So that's kind of this next step for me is I really want to learn, why do all of our local businesses do what they do? Why did you open up that coffee shop? Why did you open up your burger place? Was it because you couldn't find a good burger? Was it because you wanted to show your kids the reins and have them be a part of what your passion is? So those stories are so important. And I'm so excited that you get to find them.
It's going to be great. And I would really like to dive into like the chamber members. You helped me select some cool people that are doing cool things. And it's like, look, let's just talk. Like not even showcasing the food. Like, let's showcase the food, but let's also just talk. Like, I want to know. I want to engage in that stuff.
The faces of Eagle is what it feels like. The faces of our community. Yeah.
There's no way. There's just no way anybody is going to be able to dive into with people like that.
No.
Like, you just don't have the owners don't have the time. People don't have the time.
Well, and I feel like sometimes you don't know that you have a story worth sharing until you share it and you realize the impact it makes on people's lives. And that's one of the reasons I am so much of an open book, because I don't know what I've gone through. It could help you. It could help somebody else. It could, it could be that moment of like, I never knew somebody else struggled with that. Like I had a girl reach out to me after my car accident because, you know, when you go through traumatic brain injuries and you go through all these things, you don't really understand that other people have gone through it, especially if it's not widely known your symptoms, right? So when I found and I was connected with a lady who had the same symptoms and who went through the same thing, it was just this moment of like, this is the silver lining. I didn't go through this for nothing. I was able to impart like, you're not going crazy. You are going through something that is horrific, but you are going to be okay. And you'll come out the other end and your story is going to help somebody. And it was this like beautiful package of, I'm so glad I didn't go through this for nothing, but had I not shared, I would have never known somebody else was out there struggling. So it's just so cool to know that our whys impact other people in such a dynamic fashion.
To that, I'm working on a project that I'm very excited about.
Okay.
I had Dr. Clinton Morgan in, who's an oncologist.
Who is that? Okay.
And he also was an instructor at the WWAMI program, which is Washington, Wyoming, Alaska, Montana, Idaho.
Okay.
It's a collaborative program that we don't have an MD medical school here. Like we don't have a teaching hospital in Idaho. We do have seats in the University of Washington teaching hospital. Okay. Or excuse me, medical school. Anyway, the point is he was an instructor at University of Idaho for some of there are different phases of medical school.
Right.
They always explain it. They're like, look, the book work, like I was doing this book. Anyway, the point is he came on, he's an oncologist, and I have at least 4 people that I know that have passed away from colorectal cancer, right? 2 of them were former students. So SAT students in their early 20s. And then 2 of them were teammates of mine from college.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, oh my gosh. And what came from that is 2 really specific things. One, that people don't like, when my friend Brett and my friend Toby died from college, there was this real conversation amongst the alumni. I was like, wow, we should really start getting screening. Like, this is crazy. You know, these guys were in their like early 30s and they got this and it was terrible, right? But one of the students also has a very specific gene. So there are gene markers that you can look for. So you can do like gene screening and stuff. All of this put together, I was talking with the doctor about, you know, like we have a great cancer center here. Like we have a really good, there's a
in downtown.
Yeah. Downtown. There's like this monument, there's statues and all this information.
That's what my mother-in-law went to.
Right. Like, and I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about this. And a very dear friend of mine, let me know the other day. He's like, yeah, I thought I had just like, I was training too hard and my side hurt. Turns out he has kidney cancer. Right. Another friend of mine got thyroid cancer and then like had half his thyroid taken out. All of these, and they found it by accident. Like this is the thing. There's so many of these accidental, like, oh, by the way, like you have this or you have that. There are all of these things that come on that it's like, wow, if there was more information about, you know, symptoms, if there was more information about treatment options, if there was more information about alternative approaches, and it's like, listen, this is why this alternative approach, I understand the data that's being provided at large about it, but let me go into a deep dive about why I don't necessarily think that might be the best option, or what the limiting, maybe in the first 2 years, it's a really good option, but in the back 3 years, the, remission rate like drops down considerably. So it's like, anyway, there are all of these things. So I'm going to start working with this cancer, essentially a cancer community, and start bringing on doctors that talk about like screening, cutting edge treatment, start talking to people that have recovered, that have gone through things. Yeah. So people like you, right? Or people who are experiencing this thing realize like, oh, other people have gone through this exact thing. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. Even if you don't know somebody, it's like, no. Everybody has this side effect. Everybody has this, or like, this is something this person experienced. Yeah, I'm really...
That is amazing.
It's a little heavy, but this would be great.
But I feel like you've developed such a great platform for that with the community. We talked about it, I think, last time. The community that is built around this platform. It's not just, you know, the people that live in your community. It is the Treasure Valley as a whole. So now it's growing as Idaho as a whole. And to have this kind of... I keep hitting this thing.
It's okay.
To have this kind of information at our fingertips that is so prevalent in our community. And I mean, every one of us knows somebody who has gone through cancer or is going through it currently. So this is amazing to see.
I think it would be super cool. And
what
even,
a wonderful thing.
Even if it's just like, look, just give me one a month. Let's do like 6 of these a year, or let's do more. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Somebody emailed me recently. They're like, hey, we have this thing going on, which I'm like, yeah, dude, whatever. Like, I'm down for the community. There's this Rugged Outdoors event happening in Caldwell. And so this person emails me and they're like, hey, we have this thing going on. Like, we have these 3 different ideas or 3 different people that like, we would love it if like, I was like, great, I'll take them all. And they were like, what do you mean? Like, I'm down for all of it.
How
like,
fun.
let's have conversations all day, every day.
Yeah.
Enjoy them. Bring cool things that like, it's pretty funny. So I'm down for like whatever we're doing.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to connect with Farmer Dan because I literally had a thought about him the other day, and the sugar beets made me think about it. You're like, I want to pull a sugar beet out of the ground. I was like, I need to connect with Farmer Dan because we are in the process of building out the planting and all the things.
Yes.
And I feel like he would be so knowledgeable for like, hey, Farmer Dan, what grows really well? Like, what's a good technique for these kinds of things? Because obviously he knew so much more about ducks than I did. Honestly, shout out Farmer Dan because that was so great. Thank you.
Dan's the best.
He is.
He's been on 3 times, and each time we failed to talk about farming. We always end up talking about like Lord of the Rings or something. Like, I don't know. Like,
of course.
We always talk about other stuff. He's so fun to talk to. It's like, this is why you need to be a farmer. Because like,
but I feel like you kind of draw that out of people. Most of your episodes that I've seen, it's always, you have a really good central topic that people are coming on for, but people just feel so open and want to communicate with you and conversate. You're a good conversator.
I'm a good conversator.
Don't think that's a word, but that's okay.
I think it's okay. But there are people that are like essayists and there was somebody that actually I read an article about not super recently, but in the last couple of years where the adjective was like he was a conversationalist or whatever it was. And it's like, okay, so like there are people that are just good at talking.
That is amazing.
Chatting it up.
That's going to be my goal in life, is to be titled a conversationalist.
Yeah, it's going to be good times. What is the chamber doing this summer? Like, what are the big things besides the golf course? So you have the golf course,
we have the golf
tournament in May.
Yep, it's our big charity golf tournament, May 16th. And then we will partner with the city in some form or fashion for fun days because naturally we always partner.
Sure.
We want to find a way to connect with our local community.
By the way, I'm pretty sure Dr. Bub did in fact confirm that there were fireworks. Hang on, keep talking. I'm going to pull up the text.
From my understanding, he did, but there's still going back and forth from my latest knowledge this past week.
So they're like, look, we're committed to figuring something out. We're just going back on negotiations.
Legal pieces that they're trying to make sure that they can. I think it has to do with the amount of insurance that needs to be pulled in the instance that something were to happen, like the school lights on fire and they have to replace the entire school kind of thing. So there's just legal pieces that they need to figure out before there's a confirmed 100%. But they did talk about how the Heritage Park, there was, I guess, some feedback from the community, and they've adjusted their construction plans for Heritage Park.
Oh.
So I'm really hopeful that next year Fun Days will be on the way we've had it in the past and all of the great stuff. The only other thing that's becoming really fun is we have a mascot, Orville the Eagle, obviously, as you know. He's starting to get invited out to community events. So Orville's going to go to one of the local elementary schools. He was invited to come cheer the kids on for their fun run. So we're finding wonderful ways to connect him to our local community. So hopefully there'll be some great opportunities. By the way, our charity that we're supporting for the golf tournament is Crime Stoppers. So a portion of our proceeds will go directly to their program. It'll help support them. We will be announcing our date for State of the City. So State of the City announcement will come out. That will be September, where the mayor comes and gives his nods. We give our awards for members of the year and all the fun stuff. So
dude,
it's just like it's a wheel that's spinning, man. We have tons going on and it feels like there's more and more coming every day.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Brian Simpson is one of the Eagle Fire Commissioners.
Okay.
And he was telling me in an interview at the end of 23 that he and his wife actually, I guess they like met in the Eagle Fire house because they were both little kids. And they're like, listen, when the fire alarm would go off at like 2 a.m, we would get out of bed because both our parents were part of the fire at the Eagle Fire Department. And I can't remember if they were volunteers, but like there's just this real classic Idaho volunteerism that I feel like you don't see opportunities for.
Right.
Somebody was telling me a while back that when they moved here, Eagle, once a year, they would have like a paint the city day, and everybody would show up downtown with like paint and
cute.
volunteer time. The business owners would provide the paint, and then people would just like paint and give the town a touch up. Do you see any ability to like start organizing more of that stuff in the city of Eagle? Because I feel like people are living here. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
I keep getting concerned about community here, and like the West Ada thing is dissolving our community. It's dividing our community. It's making things worse and worse. And there really is no community building mechanism. There used to be community building out of necessity.
Absolutely.
And it's like, we have to come together because we can't afford firemen. So like people are going to have to volunteer, and we're going to have to like train each other, and we're going to have to support each other. And now it's like, no, I'm fine. You stay over there. I'm staying over here. You know, do you see any opportunity for that perhaps in the coming years for the Eagle Chamber to kind of start organizing?
I think I have an idea that I'm not allowed to talk about.
Okay.
That
I know I put you on the spot.
No, it's okay. I like these kinds of questions. One of our biggest pieces that we've really established when I took over was making sure that we are transparent, open, and honest. Those are everything we do has to be built around those pieces. So in all transparency, one of my biggest initiatives is to really rebuild and connect our community and our city to the chamber and what we do, because we are a nonprofit. We are an organization that is completely run by members, and it's funded by members, to be very frankly honest. But one of the pieces that comes along with that is a responsibility to our community, and that's our business community. That is the people that we serve within city limits. And there are some amazing nonprofits that we serve, and to find ways to connect our community to those nonprofits. So the Idaho Food Pantry, or not the Idaho Food Pantry, the Eagle Food Bank is a one that's great. Raise for Rares. We've had a lot of really amazing nonprofits that if we could find ways to connect that community to them and help serve one another in that process, I feel like that would be an amazing opportunity. So there's some things that I have ideas for.
Awesome.
That I won't share, but that is definitely something that has been a discussion topic.
The attorney that helped us with Truth and Media Foundation.
Okay.
That's the nonprofit that, aligns with the ranch. When he was asking questions about what we want to do or what the organization was, and I was explaining it, one of the discerning pieces, I guess, for nonprofits is that it has to not be something that already exists. He's like, so somebody walks in here, they want to start a food bank. It's like, you don't need to do this. You can go pick from any of the 500 food banks within the next block. Like, don't do that. For us, he was like, okay, well, good news is nobody's doing this. So there's that. But I love that. It's like, no, look, let's help people understand what the options are to volunteer within the city. Let's help people understand what the opportunities are to build out this community and transmit culture and history of this area to the next generation coming up. Because we're not like Eagle in particular. I mean, Eagle and Meridian are these hot spots for transplants like us.
I was just going to say that.
And like, we don't have a connection to the history. Yes. We don't have a connection to the culture. We don't know what it is. And we're not going to find it unless we hang with people that share it with us.
I also feel like we're not going to find it unless somebody puts in the effort to make it very prevalent of what it is. So finding if we can be a catalyst to help connect people to what is the history of this Giving Back Day. And I feel like North Shore Charter School did a pretty cool thing on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I believe it was January 20th. They did a senior service day. So their seniors at their high school did a full give back where they had to build out what it was. So we partnered with them that day. And we got some of our members to participate with them in putting out buckets for food for the food bank. So they were collecting food at the local businesses to help give back to the Eagle Food Bank and things like that. So there are ways that we can help within our community, but I feel like we need to find ways to facilitate that connection, because the connection's the biggest piece. If you don't know, then there's no way to do any service if we don't know that the need even exists.
Yeah. We should start doing like the volunteer spot.
I like that.
Where it's like once a week, we just showcase like, hey, you want to volunteer this week? Here are 5 places you can volunteer. Or
I would love to do that.
Because there are programs even within the schools where it's like, okay, you got to do this volunteerism, right?
Oh yeah.
But bringing that to the community to help people share different options. Because, like my son, has in one of the programs is, and they're like, you got to volunteer X number of hours. And
Right.
there was like, you can volunteer at the old folks home, or you can volunteer at a food bank.
I taught little kids in mine.
Right. Like you just have a couple little things, but it's like there's more than this.
Mm-hmm.
There's more than, and helping people understand that, I think, again, is a crucial piece.
It's the culture of our community, though. I feel like it's something that's ingrained in a lot of us, but we don't have the direct connection on how to do it here.
Yes.
I would love.
We don't.
Let me ruminate on this. Let me pull some sources and see what I can get going for us, because I would love to do the volunteer minute.
When are we going to get the prime rib at Rembrandt's?
I literally was there the other day for our coffee at the chamber. I will call them and ask.
We need to sit at that round table in the back.
Oh my gosh, I know.
And eat a prime rib.
Oh my gosh, that is going to be phenomenal.
Yes.
Yes,
We need to do
please.
that for sure.
I would love that.
Listen, Brandy, thank you for coming. And shout out to our sponsor.
Oh, shout out, Heather. You are amazing. Thank you.
Ferguson.
Thank you for making the reach even greater than it already is, and for being amazing.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yay!
Brandy, thanks for coming. Thanks
Thank
for what
you.
you do for Eagle. We'll do this again.
We're going to do it again.